Hi, and welcome to another Ask Us Anything Friday Live with Intrepid English. In this live, I'm going to talk about the different verbs for speaking. So before I start, I have actually done a blog, which will appear on our site as well shortly, which is talking about the difference between say, tell, talk, and speak. Those four verbs specifically. But in this video, I'm going to talk about all the different ways, the top 20 verbs to say the word speak. And it is really interesting because it's describing how we speak in English. So it's the difference in tone, meaning, or volume. That is the beauty in English. We do not have one verb, one word to describe when we open our mouths and sound comes out. We have many words to describe it. So I'm going to go through the top 20, and I will do it in 2 videos because there's a lot of information. So with each verb, think of your own example that you can use yourself. And when next speaking English, you use it. The more you use different verbs, the more your English will improve and your fluency it will just improve so much. Okay, so let's get started. Number 1 verb, tell. This is to communicate information in a very confident way. He told me he was an engineer. Now for you to think of your own example. Next one, say. This is a synonym of to speak or to tell, and it's to use your voice to express yourself. I said I don't like to repeat myself. Okay. Next one, yell. So this is to speak loudly. Okay. It is a synonym of to shout. I yelled at her to stop before crossing the road. Okay. Unfortunately, I do yell at my daughters, my oldest daughter, when she's about to do something dangerous. The next verb, shout. As I said, it's a synonym of yell. She shouted no at him. Okay, it's when the volume is really high. She shouted, ah! The next one, screech. This is again high volume, to shout loudly, but it's with a higher pitch normally because you have received a shock. She screeched an alarm as he appeared nowhere in front of her. Okay. But probably louder, but I have a baby sleeping just over there, so that's why I'm not being super loud. Okay, the next one, to bark. Now, you probably have heard this verb being used to describe what the sound that dogs make. But also humans bark when we shout at someone angrily, okay? So screech was to shout, but at a higher pitch, and to bark is to shout, but angrily at someone. He barked out the orders at his men. Okay. The next one, scream. Again, it's very loud. It's to shout loudly, but with the meaning of extreme emotion. Okay, it can be that emotion of fear, or joy, or anger. She screamed with delight as she opened her presents. Okay, that would be my daughter. Okay. Next, we're going to move away from the verbs of high volume and now go to low volume. Whisper. To whisper is to speak very softly. He whispered in my ear, he loved me. Okay. The next one, to stutter. This is to have trouble to say the words. She stuttered out the word start. Okay, it's when you have trouble to say the words. To mutter. Now, this is to speak softly, and it's hard to hear, but the connotation is that you are not even trying to articulate your words. He muttered under his breath in irritation, and so I asked him to repeat what he said. Okay, that's to mutter. It's very annoying. I am often telling my husband, stop muttering. The next verb is to grumble. Now, I actually love this verb, even though it means what it means. It's just, I love the sound of it, to grumble. It sounds kind of what it means to grumble is to complain in a low voice, to grumble. She grumbled that it wasn't the correct way of doing things, to grumble. Okay, so those are the first 10 verbs for the different ways we use the sound, the tone, to express a different meaning with what we're saying. So the next video is going to be on the next 10 verbs. And as always, if you have any questions, please comment below and I can answer any questions you have. See you in part